ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo. Iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin. Sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Mpbl na!
Mpbl's 6th season. Ito po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. We're inside the Alontes Sports Arena to feature Encho Serrano, who's coming off of a 29-point performance in their win versus Marikina. Today he takes on Paul Desiderio, who scored 19 in their previous loss versus Zamboanga. From the UAAP to the Mpbl, those talents once again face each other. And after that, we have Zamboanga, the Master Sardines, taking on Negros at 6 p.m. And then in our main event, Binyan Tatak Gel will make their debut in our campaign against the Abra Weavers. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. This is Mix Comments at your service alongside Coach Mike Perez. Coach Mike, I'd like for you to focus on Mindoro for a while here. Kamusta ang evaluation mo para sa kanila so far?
Well, Mindoro medyo may konting struggle now. I find it odd that they're using the triangle offense, pero a lot of their shot selection and attempts really coming from three. And you're surprised also that Ken Bono is actually getting a good load taking shots from that area.
No, we are happy to have Ken Bono here in the Mpbl, and it will take some more time for them to keep on transitioning to that triangle offense. From Mindoro, now let's talk about the Pampanga Giant Lanterns with our courtside reporter, Andrea Envision. Andrea, how is the team after their first two games?
Yes, Migs, but before anything else, happy Monday muna sa inyong lahat. And although we are feeling positive and happy for this new week ahead, that's not quite the case para nga dito sa Pampanga Giant Lanterns, because as we all know, if you're the defending champions, expectations could be really high. And para sa kanila, they haven't been meeting those expectations for their past few games. Sayang nga daw at hindi nila na-maintain yung kanilang momentum noong preseason. But the good thing here now is, ang maganda nangyayari na yung mga challenges ng maaga. Kumbaga, nare-remind daw sila that the formula to being great is that knowing you are good individually and as a team, but is still choosing to give your 100% effort every ball game. Back to you guys.
Well, it certainly is a good test to play without Justin Baltazar at this point of the season. You never know, they might actually continue improving, and then when Balti comes in, mas malakas pa ito Pampanga Giant Lanterns. Coach Mike, please break down our South Division standings.
Well, pag tinignan mo yung South, no, just like what we said at the start of the season, medyo unpredictable. Right now, it's Rizal Centro Coolers right there at the top together with QC. Toda, pero ang daming teams bundled up in 2 and 1. So, you know, magbabago pa yan as the season goes for the South Division.
We have 29 teams in the MPBL, which means it's 28 games per team here in our campaign.
Well, samantala sa North Division, you see the teams already that's really shoring up. 4 teams actually with 3-0, namely Negros, Zamboanga, Parañaque, and Batangas. And nandyan rin, sumusunod pa ang South Cotabato at ang Quezon Huskers. So, magandang labanan ito pagdating dito sa division rin na ito.
There you see the North Division. Rizal is on top, 3-0. Quezon City at 2-0. But now let's talk about the previous game of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. It was a nail-biter for them. Buti na lang, andyan si Encho Serrano making clutch free throws for that squad.
Yeah, definitely. And yung sa laban na yun, patuloy na itong Pampanga, kinokontrol yung boards. Lalo na dun sa second straight game despite the absence of Balti Baltazar. Pero kailangan nila ma-finish yung quarter strong. Dun sila nahihirapan to finish that game strong. Pampanga went on a 9-0 run. They had the biggest lead at 12. Eloy Tan got that steal, made that basket. Pero eventually, yung layup na yun, ay yung fast break na naging free throw, led to the free throw of Encho Serrano, really secured the win para dito sa Pampanga. And, you know, coming back with a 29-point output after a 6-point output lang doon sa talo nila sa Rizal.
Our numbers, Coach Mike.
Yeah, obviously, pag tinignan mo yung offensive rebounds, we see that 14 versus 9 is still in favor of Pampanga, but you really feel the absence of Balti Baltazar. That's because that could have been more kung nandoon si Balti Baltazar. And yung fast breaks, 27 versus 17, medyo close, but again, it really boils down to getting those rebounds.
Oh, in the words of Renz Alcoriza, who's relatively new to Pampanga, but he has experience working with Balti and working without Balti. Sabi niya, doble ang effort namin without Justin's presence on the floor. Now let's talk about Mindoro here in our campaign so far. In the previous outing, we covered that game inside the Cuneta Astrodome. It was a loss, although we did get to see some good signs for them here and there. Ikaw ba, what do you think is the most promising factor about this squad?
I think the most promising factor is you have very consistent players in there na, very efficient. One of those would be Jordan Rios. In the top two, palaging nandoon na ma-mention yung pangalan ni Jordan Rios. But, looking at the rebounds, once again, you expect that Ken Bono being in that team and using the triangle offense, mas maraming rebounds. But they're, 40 and 12 only compared to the 52 and 20 para dito sa Zamboanga.
See the numbers?
Yep. And points in the paint, pakikita mo talagang total domination ng Zamboanga yan. 54 points versus that of 22. And yung bench, they really need a lot of help from the bench. Roughly about 50% of their points really coming from the bench. They got only 34 in that game versus Zamboanga.
All right, there you have it. Justin Milton is back, by the way, to represent Mindoro. He did play in their first game of the season. Let's get things going. We turn you over to Miguel Perez.
2024 Buenas Manny Pacquiao's Mpbl Season 6 presented by Extreme. It's Pampanga versus Mindoro for our first game. Live on the official Mpbl Facebook page, YouTube channel, MPTV Signal Channel 98, MPTV Channel 53 on satellite, and on Pilipinas Live app. Here are the starters. First, for the Mpbl defending champions, Pampanga Giant Lanterns, AMG3 Construction. Power forward number 22, Ronan Santos. At center number 8, Jamo Aguilos. At guard number 11, MJ Garcia. Also at guard number 74, Jeff Viernes. And the other forward number 2, the Royal Bazooka, Archie Concepcion. The Pampanga Giant Lanterns is led by Pedic Di Matulak. Team consultants, Alan Trinidad and Mervin Mercado. Assistant team managers are Ronald Nulud and Raymond Guevara. Team manager and team owner is Mr. Aurelio A.G. Gonzalez III. Now, the starting five for Mindoro Tamaraos. Starting at forward number 11, Ralph Olivares. Also at forward number 6, Lester Reyes. At guard number 2, Justin Melton. Also at guard number 18, Paul Desiderio. And at center number 25, Ken Bono. The Mindoro Tamaraos will be led by Jens Nuttall. Assistant coaches Ricky Alcantara and Benji Chodoro. Team manager is Rafael Martinez. Team owner is Paula Oriental Mindoro. Honorable Mayor Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz. Referees for this ball game are crew chief Jonald Belnas. Umpire 1, Severino.
Presenting our starting fives of the game, brought to you by Buenas, MJ Garcia, Jeff Viernes, Jamo Aguilos, Archie Concepcion, and Ronan Santos for Pampanga. And then we have Justin Melton, Paul Desiderio, Ken Bono, Ralph Olivares, and Lester Reyes for the Mindoro Tamaraos. Thank you for joining us as we come to you live from the Alonte Sports Arena in Binyan. The first time that the Mpbl is back in this part of Laguna after close to 5 years. It's been a while. It still looks good. Obviously, the colors are amazing, and we are looking forward for that Tatak Binyan or Tatak Gel Binyan team to make their debut later on versus Abra. But now it's MJ Garcia who got fouled by Justin Melton.
Immediately little breakdowns dun sa depensa na yun ni Justin Melton, and Garcia really just trying to take advantage dun sa pagkakataon na yun.
MJ Garcia, ever so athletic for Pampanga. He's been working on those free throws over all his shooting for the Giant Lanterns. We've seen some good flashes, but I'm sure, Coach Mike, you'd like to see that percentage rise even more for MJ.
Yeah, lalo na ang karamihan ng mga puntos na pinanggagalingan para dito sa Pampanga, mostly coming from the guards. Again, going back to the absence of Balti Baltasar, a lot of the stats actually nag-shift towards the guards, even rebounds, as they're forced to go out there and help in gang rebounding para sa kanila.
Well, Kurt Rayson, one of the point guards of Pampanga, did tell me that they're still trying to get the ball to the post. Jamo Aguilos is a good post presence for them, but we can't expect the same from JMO as compared to Balti. So the guards are doing some offset here and there. Ronan Santos misses, rebound Ken Bono.
Yung unang shot attempt kagad nitong Mindoro sa 3 points. And kung mapapansin mo, almost 40% of their shot attempts really coming from that area. Kaya nga nagulat tayo dahil, for the most part, really we're expecting a lot of perimeter shots and perimeter attempts. But then again, instead, those big three of Tete, Desiderio as well as Ken Bono taking shots from 3.
Desiderio himself shot 12 times from downtown in the previous outing, making 4. As Archie Concepcion gets a 2-pointer off of a layup.
Ang contrasting dito sa Pampanga na ini-expect mo na more guard-oriented, mas titira sa labas. Sila yung mas maraming tira from the perimeter. And so I guess they really wanna clog that lane to ensure na makakuha sila ng offensive rebound in case na makamiss sila on their shots.
3-0 now. Ronan Santos misfires. Rebound Ralph Olivares on his Mpbl return. Good to have him back. Last year he played for Iloilo for only a while, but before that he was with Batangas City under Coach Cholo Villanueva. Ken Bono up top. Olivares working with Ken. 8 on the shot clock. Ralph tried to drive, and in the process, he was fouled.
That time around, sinubukan nilang i-dribble weave sa kabila yung bola and do a little parang pangalawang screen ulit ni Ken Bono habang dumadrive papunta sa gitna to si Ralph Olivares.
Back with Mindoro, Justin Melton on his return, misfires. And here come the Lanterns. Archie Concepcion, fearless as always. He was blocked by Olivares, but that is a nice matchup. There's some extra motion happening here. Bumangga si Archie kay Olivares. Bumangga si Lester Reyes kay Archie. Well, that is one of the roles of Lester Reyes, being the enforcer for Mindoro.
At sa side din ni Archie, expected na talagang lalaban at papalag rin siya dahil kailangan nila yung lahat ng puntos na magagawa nila for the past 2 games. Medyo pedestrian yung performance nito si Archie Concepcion. It's really been Encho Serrano's taking the load, and in the last game, that guy right there, J.Mo Eguiluz, did this thing inside the paint.
Eguiluz had 11 points and 13 rebounds in 26 minutes of play versus Marikina. Ken Bono, mid-range. The struggle continues for Mindoro. Now there's a loose ball foul against Lester Reyes. This play of the game is brought to you by Buenas. 2-man game, Jeff Viernes, J.Mo Eguiluz. A lot of experience between those two.
So medyo magugulat ka rin dito sa Pampanga kasi normally mataas ang points per game nila, ang puntos nila. Pero comparing between these two, actually a +5 in terms of points per game average itong Mindoro over Pampanga. Again, it goes back to the lack of inside presence without Wapi in there.
Ronan Santos, speaking of inside presence, is trying to offset Balti's absence in this matchup. Well, after all, he is one of the most improved players of Pampanga in the offseason. And that's in the words of Matt De Leon, longtime Giant Lantern. They have a timeout, 7-0.
You are still watching the Mpbl. Kung mapapansin nyo, Mindoro head coach Coach J.R. Kawaling is not present today due to a prior commitment. So Coach Jens Nutel will be their acting head coach for today. Based on his observation, the offense of Pampanga is 80% pick and roll and 20% transition offense. More on the run and shoot kind of play. He's aware na sa laki ng players ng Pampanga, they can also dominate the board. So sana raw maiwasan ng multiple possessions ng kalaban, which has been the case in their stats for the past few games. Actually, binigyan niya nga ng challenge itong Mindoro Tamaraws for this game. Limit the opponent to only 15 points per quarter. Let's see kung kakayanin ng Tams ang challenge na ito. Mix and Coach Mike.
Right now, Pampanga is on pace to beat that limit by Coach Jens for Mindoro. So I'm happy to have Coach Jens here in this league. As now Lester Reyes gives us this highlight. Andrea talked about offensive rebounding in the previous game for Mindoro. They gave up 20 to Adi Santos. Who else are the big men of Zamboanga? Mark Omega. Who's the big guy? Yung pinakamalaki from Bulacan. What's his name again? How can we forget about him? Joseph Gabayni.
Gabayni. From Zamboanga.
Yes.
Yeah,
7-3. Jeff Viernes leans in and scores.
Kanina pinag-usapan nila, they wanna limit 15 points lang itong Pampanga. Medyo mahirap gawin yan sa tall order, so they really have to exert extra effort as Pampanga's averaging about 78 points per game.
And now Pampanga just got a steal. They have numbers. MJ Garcia, Ronan Santos leaning in. Couldn't score. Rebound Desiderio.
Maganda naman sa ganong atake, at least nasubukan nila yung sarili nila against Zamboanga, because Zamboanga in that game had 80 possessions altogether, and so you wanna take that down and make it trim it dito sa laban na ito.
That felt like a high school game.
Yeah.
Zamboanga was pressing from the first to the fourth quarter. As now there's a foul obtained by Mindoro. It's Ralph Olivares who will proceed to the line. Jordan Rios, ever so hardworking, now comes in. In the previous game, he impressed Coach Mike Perez. His numbers: 13 points and 6 rebounds in 18 minutes of play. Here's Ralph. I asked him, nawala ka last year sa Iloilo. Anong ginawa mo all this time? Because you seem to be still in good shape. And he said, well, I just kept on playing basketball. Kung saan man mapadpad. Marami namang liga dyan sa labas. And the ruling is, if you're out of the Mpbl, then you can join those leagues. If you're in this league, then you have to be committed to your squad dito sa Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. MJ Garcia spins. Nice kick. Archie for 3. Yes, sir.
Well, yung 3-point shot is one of those options na tinitingnan rin itong Pampanga, but a lot of it really coming from the perimeter. As we see Jordan Rios, siya talaga ang pinaka-consistent sa lahat ng mga naglalaro sa Mindoro. His efficiency is normally roughly about 8-8 per game ang average niya si Jordan Rios.
Now this 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One Stop Shop Appliances. A good look for Archie Concepcion. After all, he does have that chemistry already with MJ Garcia. Rios now at the stripe. First free throw is good. Let's see his free throw numbers. 5 out of 7 in their previous game. 71%. Second one for Jordan is good. Pampanga is 3 points away from surpassing the limit given to them by Coach Jens, as per Andrea, which is 15 points per quarter. Jeff Viernes just dashing through.
Normally, yung breakdown na yun sa depensa ng Mindoro, I think 3 or 4 times we've seen that in this quarter. That middle lane, palagi na iwan na walang drop coverage.
14-7, Lester Reyes. Here's Paul Desiderio against Brandon Ramirez. Long time 3x3 players going at it. Kick out. Rios for 3. Yes! Wow, that looked good.
Yeah, ganda ng pagkaka-pick ng bola na yun. And maganda rin yung pagkakapunta sa spot na yun ni Jordan Rios. How about that challenge between Paul Desiderio and Ramirez? Big man nakakahabol kahit pa paano against Paul Desiderio.
Well, Ramirez does take pride in being able to switch to the 3 position. And he is a stretch 4 by all means. Speaking of stretch big men, Ken Bono just misfired from downtown. And here's Jeff Viernes, Mr. 50 points. A 3-pointer.
Medyo mamimili ka pag binabantay mo si Jeff Viernes, padadrive-in mo ba o patitirahin mo sa labas? Gamitin mo na yung percentage, tira ka na lang sa labas, pero he can knock it down from there.
Again, he only needs a split second and 1 inch of space in order to fire that 3. He's up to 7 points, talking about Jeff Viernes. We're seeing 4 subs for Mindoro. Okay, let's break them down. But first, let's break down this highlight. Jeff Viernes, stop and pop from downtown. No problem for the former Sarangani Marlin and Batangas star. All right, Tate Teodoro's in. Decoy Lopez. That's Ariar as well, a big man for Mindoro. And Andoy Estrella as Viernes misfired. And here's Andoy. This guy had to transition a lot into that triangle offense of Mindoro, especially that he's the point guard.
Yeah. So makikita mo doon talagang hinahanap nila yung setup ng opensa kasi pwede namang atakihin na ni Ando yun kanina. That lane was open for him to claim but he had to wait for that big guy to come at the post area. Good basket right there.
Kent Ariar has now tied his previous game output of 2 points. 17-12. Stop by Mindoro. Here's Andoy Estrella. Up ahead, Taytay Teodoro against Archie Concepcion. To the corner they go. Wing with Kint. Handoff to the left. There's the triangle. Decoy Lopez up top. Estrella, 3 on the shot clock. Estrella drives. Lefty layup, no basket.
Medyo nahirapan mag-execute doon sa side ng triangle na yun. Pwede naman kasi nilang ilipat sa kabila yun to do a dribble weave but hindi tumuloy. Kaya nakastay lang sila doon sa one side ng floor.
17-12. Back with Mindoro. Taytay Teodoro mid-range.
Oh, it's good to see Taytay na tumitira muna sa perimeter before going out to those 3-point attempts as he's done in the first 2 games.
And he literally goes out. Not just at the 3-point line, but even a few steps out of it. There's that mid-range shot by Taytay Teodoro. In the previous outing, he played 13 minutes and scored 9 points, making 3 3-pointers, 17-14. Oh, he just heard the cheer. Go Pampanga, fight, fight, fight. And that brought out a smile from the faces of Kurt Rayson and Encho Serrano, who are now in off the bench. Is this a zone?
Yep, zone.
Where do you go? Usually the middle.
Yeah.
Ramirez, though, traveled.
Ganda na ng flash middle but you know, took steps. Medyo clogged rin inside yung shaded area. Mas maganda siguro kung tinira na ni Brandon that side.
Yeah, he does have that shot. 17-14, 2 minutes and 10. Decoy Lopez working with Taytay Teodoro. 2-man game. Back to Decoy. 9 on the shot clock. No handoff. Now here's Andoy Estrella. Kick out. Lopez, he has that. Ooh, air ball. Maybe not that time for Decoy Lopez.
Medyo sinubukan nilang i-execute naman doon sa kabilang side on when there's just 2 men out there on the triangle but you know couldn't execute anything. Ganda rin ang depensa ng Pampanga trying to get into the passing lanes. Once again, bumabalik sila sa zone here.
Kevin Santos is in the game. Same goes for Renzo Curiza who misfires. So this is actually a brand new 5 for Pampanga. After all, they are one of, if not the deepest team that we have in the Mpbl.
Yeah, lalo na nadagdag yan si Renz Alcoriza. I mean, nakaka-score yan. He can score a lot and so you expect him to be able to do that. At least in the past 2 games, medyo siguro nangangapa pa si Renz kahit papano against dito sa mga bagong kasama niya.
Well, last year, he was an all-star for Bulacan.
Right?
Kurt Rayson. Off of the catch, he fires and scores.
I'm sure happy yan si Renz na pumasok yan kasi last game he was 1 out of 7. Medyo struggle talaga from the outside. Kaya kanina maaga pa lang nagpa-practice na ng 3 points si Renz eh.
And since you're still talking about Renzo Curiza, I'll pile on to it. This guy has been a champion in a decade. So you can only imagine how hungry he has been. He's been to the finals twice in the last 10 years. You saw the 3-point shooting. So far, Pampanga's looking good. They've gone over the 15 as the limit for Mindoro in terms of Pampanga's points in each quarter. Now, there's a shot clock violation for the Tamaraws. 20-14. 38 seconds. Kurt Rayson. You know, this is already relatively a small lineup for Pampanga.
Yeah. Nag-small ball sila laban dito sa zone.
Nice
Good
pass. Kevin Santos to Enzo Serrano.
Ganda ng timing ng backdoor ni Enzo Serrano doon.
No more shot clock here. Mindoro down by 8. 13 seconds. Andoy Estrella, the former San Juan Knight. 6 seconds, 2-man game. Off of the switch. Santos playing good defense. That's a turnover. 1.4 to go, and this is still good for Pampanga to launch a shot. Will Encho do it? Yes, he will. Not short. So, for our first 10 minutes, the Giant Lanterns went on to have a good start. After all, they want to pile on with their momentum off of that win versus Marikina. But Andrea did mention they're not really too happy with their first 2 appearances in our campaign.
Yeah, and katulad nga sinabi natin kanina, closing out quarters talaga ang importante dito sa Pampanga. And monte pa nga silang, madali ng Marikina in the last game.
This end of the first quarter score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the Mpbl. The first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Happy ending na. Hashtag GameX Sports. Coach Mike, let's talk about Encho Serrano in their previous outing. Almost half of his points came in the second frame.
Yeah, mas importante dyan is bounce back game niya yun. He only had 6 points in their first game and carried that load, lalo na yung mga crucial na 2 free throws in that 1.2 seconds remaining in regulation.
Good pass. Decoy Lopez scores the first 2 points in the second quarter. So back to Encho. I wonder if he's going to do the same here in the second quarter versus Mindoro, scoring 14. Currently, he has 2 under his name. Rayson on to Kevin Santos, the SGL player. Shot, and that's a mid.
A very good move by Santos right there. Tried to fade away against the defense on an elbow jumper.
Well, after all, Kevin Santos idolizes Troy Rosario, who has a shot. So it's good that he also has his range. 24-16, Teodoro to the left. Andoy Estrella. Good double. And that is a turnover.
Talagang Pampanga, they're pushing the defense papunta din sa side and not letting that wing be the entry point of any pass or the swing to the post or swing the other side.
Great recognition by Matt De Leon and Renz Alcoriza. We're back with Encho. They're up by 8. Serrano leans in. That's a shot. It's too easy for him.
Yeah, medyo delikado. Kung hahayaan mo siyang ganun sa ibabaw, magke-create with that much momentum. Downhill, somebody's gotta, get a stop and a hand on him.
This is the biggest lead. Decoy Lopez, Tete Teodoro. Good shake and bake by Tete. Mid-range, another make.
Medyo maganda bitaw ngayon ni Taytay sa perimeter. Yeah, maybe he understands that hindi masyado ganun kataas yung percentage ko from 3 in the previous games except for that first game where they won. So he's trying to measure up muna bago siya lumabas sa mga tira niya sa 3.
And Mindoro's gonna need that efficiency from Tete Teodoro. After all, they're only at 6 out of 19 from the field. On the other end, Pampanga is now at 11 out of 21 after that miss by Encho Serrano. 26-18. Andoy Estrella, pinapalabas. Ooh, good defense by Renz Alcoriza. That was against Art Aquino. Pampanga on the run, they could not convert. Estrella onto Aquino, who almost walked. Back to Andoy. Up top, Tete Teodoro against Renz Alcoriza. They go to Decoy, Pambawe. There you go. After the air ball in the first quarter, that's the first three for Decoy Lopez.
Yeah, meron rin talagang range si Degoy. Pero kung mapapansin mo, medyo mababa yung fast break points right now, which is pretty much how these teams have performed in their previous games. And magkaiba rin kasi ng style. Itong Mindoro gusto nga ng half-court set. Samantalang you see another three right there from Kurt Rayson. That's his second. Samantalang itong Pampanga wants to run pero hindi makontrol yung rebound kasi mga guards nila mismo rin ang kumukuha ng rebounds after an attempt.
And Andrea did mention 20% of Pampanga's offense is off of the fast break. So Mindoro has been wary of that. As now Teodoro driving right, kick out to Decoy. Ooh, that's a bump and a foul by Matt De Leon. You have three Tamaraos checking in. As we take a look at this replay, pass to the left, Decoy Lopez. So it seems like he likes that left wing more than the right wing. On the other hand, ito hindi naman kailangan pumili para kay Kurt Grayson. Wherever he shoots, it's almost automatic.
Tsaka gusto rin niya yung matchup against Decoy right there at the top. I mean, he can actually create against him.
3-point shooting, a combined 5 out of 13. Ken Bono lost the ball. Then he lost space. And after all, Bono is still transitioning back to 5-on-5 basketball. And there you see Coach Louie Alas. He will be in action later on. Well, not as a player, but as a coach for Zamboanga versus Negros. Of course, ang kanyang anak, katabi niya, a phenom in the high school ranks in keeper. Now there's a miscue for Pampanga, but Matt De Leon's actually asking for a foul, not given to him.
Well, we saw what the Zamboanga team did in their last game against Mindoro. Katulad nga sabi, parang high school team yung kinakalaban nila. No? A lot of press. Talagang nakadiin yung depensa against Mindoro.
I remember we did ask Andrea to ask them about their running during practice. And may 2 hours nga sila, di ba? Na hardcore takbuhan, hardcore and depensa per practice as Paul Desiderio makes a 3-pointer.
Maganda yan para kay Paul to find his range right here as they're really gonna need him to score more points again just like he did dun sa last game nila.
29-24. This is only a 5-point game. Kurt Rayson, Matt De Leon, one guy open. He wasn't able to locate Encho Serrano. And there's the miss. Offensive rebound. Alcoriza. Kevin Santos, 8 on the shot clock. Kevin backing down against a veteran. Good defense by Lester Reyes.
But he had the right thing in mind to do a little hop step going middle before he let go that semi-hook and push shot.
Back with Mindoro to try to make this a one-possession game. Paul Desiderio, that's a mismatch. We know that he can play the post. And he can shoot.
Saka maraming beses natin nakita yan in the last game against Zamboanga. Kaya lang, mahirap rin talagang kalabanin yung mga big men ng Zamboanga sa ilalim.
29-26, one-possession game. Halfway done in the second quarter. Serrano almost lost it. And then he was fouled.
And dito pa lang sa movement, mapapansin mo na talagang hindi nila hinahanap yung 3-point shot. Itong Pampanga, karamihan, mga dribble weave and trying to see perimeter opportunities.
There's Paul Desiderio. As a guard or as a wingman, you have to be able to post up in the triangle offense and shoot as well. Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan basically played the same position as what Paul Desiderio is doing right now for Mindoro.
Warning on Mindoro Tamaraos for improper bench decorum.
There's a warning on Mindoro for improper bench decorum. And you did describe the triangle offense of the Tamaraos as quite old school.
Yeah. Very old school.
Paranaque.
Yeah, it's always that entry point on the triple post side instead of the solo.
So this is more comparable to the Phil Jacksons, the Tim Cone eras back in the day?
Yeah, very much. Pero yung Phil and Tim Cone also use that two-side as a counter. So it's not really you always enter it on the triple post. Minsan meron rin talaga sa kabila.
As Mickey Cortez has scored for Pampanga, I'm sure you would also see those moments here with Mindoro's triangle offense.
Right. Kanina nakita natin yun. Yung nagsiset up sila ng side ball screen, making the weak side movement for the guys.
I did see the inside scoring, 18-4. That's a big disparity so far in this game in favor of Pampanga. Encho Serrano's called for a foul.
Pero ang gusto mo kasi kung si Ken Bono ang nasa poste is at least umatake man lang siya, no? Hindi yung basta i-screen lang because he really has that move inside.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Reyes just converted on his first gimme, but talking about Ken Bono, of course, we need to give him the time as well to adjust. Tagal-tagal din siyang nawala sa ganitong level. Last year, he was actually an assistant coach for Bicol. 31-27, Ralph Olivares is back.
Brandon Ramirez for Ronan Santos.
Brandon Ramirez also checks back in for Ronan Santos.
A couple of athletic players, Miggy Corteza and Ramirez going back here para sa Pampanga. And more or less yan talaga yung naging rotation nila eh.
And those two are actually switchable, number 3 and 4,
Yeah.
as Ramirez misses in the interior. Caspe. Ken Bono against Jamo Aguilos. There's Paul Desiderio. They're down by 4. 4 minutes to go before halftime. Desiderio to Olivares. 6 on the shot clock. Ralph try to make a move. Step back. There's the length by Olivares or by Corteza, but the length of Olivares also paid off.
Yeah. Well, si Olivares really had to create at that moment. Walang masyadong swing ng bola sa kabilang side. Could have gone to that two-man as a counter, but you know, nobody flashing right there in the middle on the backdoor step na tinatawag nila.
There's a pushing foul. Called on Caspe. Display of the game is brought to you by Buenas. You know, if you're Miggy Corteza, you're also getting used to playing at the perimeter because in CSB he was used as a 4 or a 5. Now he's a 3 for Pampanga. And imagine if Balte actually comes back. Mas lalo ka na magiging small forward.
Correct. Tsaka ito si Miggy kahit papaano, you know, very able closer sa mga long closeout eh. Kaya rin niya mag-cover ng length. Pero iba rin talaga pag nandun nga si Balti. It relieves a lot of the load off of him.
Free throw shooting. Encho Serrano just increased the percentage of Pampanga, but now he will check out. Archie Concepcion returns. What a luxury for Pampanga to have those two replacing each other. 33-29. Pressure defense. Reyes now goes to Olivares, defended by MJ Garcia. Up top, Desiderio to the left. Jordan Rios. Reyes showing himself. 6 on the shot clock.
There you go.
Ken Bono, catch and shoot, and the make.
And yung backdoor step na sinasabi natin kanina. Somebody flashing from weak side on top of the key to try and release the pressure.
On the other end, Miggy Corteza will score. One-hander.
Almost very similar action doon. Pero, you know, again, the ending is still the same. With baskets coming from the bigs in the middle.
Ooh, there's a push by Miggy Corteza. Olivares was the one pushed, but it was actually Archie Concepcion called for the foul on Miggy. Here's a replay. Did you watch Alaska back in the day with Tony De La Cruz in the lineup?
Yeah.
Was he that guy?
Well, it could be on different spots. He can occupy the corner, he can occupy the wing. Really doesn't matter kung sa triangle offense because you should be able to play all those spots.
I do remember he has a very nice mid-range jumper.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tony De La Cruz wherever he may be, as Corteza got fouled. Basket and one.
Well, Corteza very active dito. 2 shot attempts already when he came back. And always trying to find the opening in the mismatch right there. Got the double pero still went up for that attempt.
You know who's proud of Miggy Corteza? Senior Deputy Speaker Congressman Don Gonzales, team owner A.G. Gonzales III, City Councilor Brent Gonzales, Senior Board Member Mika Gonzales, Vice Governor Lilia Nanay Pineda, Board Member Maylene Pineda, Mayor Esme Pineda, Mayor Ding Gonzales of Mexico, and Athletic Sports Apparel. Yan, yun yung mga VIPs natin sa Pampanga. We're so happy watching this game right now. They're up by 7 after all.
Nagbabalik po ang Mpbl. Sabi nga ni Coach Pedic de Matulak, one of their goals during the preseason was to gain momentum for the regular season. Kumbaga yung track daw dapat nila ay pataas pero parang nauntog. Saktong sa simula pa ng regular season. Binahagi niya sa akin that the team was really down after that loss. Naramdam hanggang second game nila. Sadly, that's the reality raw na habang nananalo ka, sometimes you overlook the mistakes. And while their main man, Justin Baltazar, is still not playing, they're trying to teach a lesson to the team not to depend on Balti. Just like how a mama bird teaches its chicks how to fly, they gotta earn wins even without the aid of the MVP. Back to you guys.
Well, we did mention that this is also a good chance for the players to shine. And if they would be able to elevate their individual play when Balti returns, then Balti basically has a newly improved teammate or a set of teammates at that. Mas lalo pang lalakas ang Pampanga as Mpbl scores.
Yeah, and if you look at it from a different perspective, I mean, it's better for him, you know, in this early in the season. Di pa masyado makakapaglaro. At least makakapag-create ka na and people should be able to adapt, even the system and the coaches, so that when he comes, then you're full force.
40-33. A minute and 40 before halftime. Brandon Ramirez, he could have shot that ball. There you go. He's gonna shoot it. Just in and out. Desiderio on the recovery. He's not happy.
At saka kailangan niya talaga itira yan kasi hindi lumalabas si Ken Bono eh. Going for those close outs right there, and so long as they stay with that zone, he's always gonna be right there available for that attempt.
Same spot. Then he decided to pass on to Archie, who now drives. Concepcion with his quickness. And he was hurt by Ken Bono, obviously. No malice right there. Nothing unsportsmanlike. This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. Way to make the Mama Bird proud of you guys, as it was Miggy Corteza scoring. Also got a foul in that previous sequence as Concepcion misses on his first gimme.
Well, so far Concepcion's been pretty solid sa field. 2 out of 3 from there. You know, you love yung activity niya na to be continuing to attack the rack. Again, babalik tayo dun sa kailangan natin ng isa pang player outside of Fletcher Serrano na tutulong dito sa Pampanga. Kurt's doing it right now and they need that third guy still.
Well, they do have a lot of good choices. Kurt Rayson, MJ Garcia, Jeff Viernes, among others. Let's see who will step up. 41-33. Ariar on to Desiderio. Screen. Paul blitzed, double team. He's in trouble. Pass to the left. 7 on the shot clock. Tete Teodoro. The turnaround and the pass. Kint will miss. Rebound, Jamo.
Wala rin nakita ang opening si Taytay dun sa mga teammates niya. So napulitan siyang i-dribble yung bola to hanap pa ang opening.
I thought he was going to shoot it again from the mid-range. Right. Corteza misses. There's a rebound. Corteza again. Oh, that's a sure foul. Ariar was leaning and moving towards him.
Saka straight up, vertical yung lundag ni Miggy. And, you know, no need para lumin in ka ng ganon. And so that he was called for that foul.
Ariar's trying to argue that he got pulled. Ayun, pero sa last second na yun.
Yeah, pababa na eh.
Miggy Corteza, first free throw is good for the first-year player in the Mpbl. I'm sure Coach Charles Chu is proud of him. Well, he does have Coach Raiko Toroman still with him. Coach Raiko did get involved with College of St. Benilde as well. 9 points for Miggy Corteza. What a start. He could be that number 3 guy for Pampanga.
And they're gonna need every guy that's out there, lalo na, you know, towards the latter quarters. Dun talaga sila nahihirapan eh. We saw that in the first game. We saw that also in the second game, in that close game, where Encho Serrano just made those free throws to secure the win.
Sideline inbound for Andres. Paul Desiderio. He gets the ball up top against Archie Concepcion. That's another tough matchup for him. Look at the peskiness of Archie. Blitz. Same double, and here's Ariar. 4 on the shot clock. Desiderio will lean in, and he scores.
That time around, medyo mas decisive yung Mindoro doon against the earlier blitz na talagang wala sila makita mababasahan. Eh. And so right there, little bit ping on the pass gets you opportunities to score.
That's 9 points now for Paul Desiderio in this game. Tied as the leading scorer with Miggy Corteza. Behind them is Jeff Viernes, who has 7. After that, it's Dexter Reyes and Encho Serrano with 6 points apiece. This is the replay. Desiderio can basically score in whatever way. Having played 3x3 and having been the star of the UP Fighting Maroons, the first guy who basically elevated the program of UP in the UAAP after quite a while.
Tsaka pipilitan talaga silang lumabas doon sa attempt na yun ni Desiderio kasi right now they're 3 out of 7 from the 3-point region, and so you gotta be cognizant of that.
This lucky fan of the game is brought to you by Buenas, Jaime Eguilos, making that woman happy from the sideline. 43-35, 16 seconds to go before halftime. Corteza will work with Garcia, Concepcion, Viernes, and Eguilos. MJ hands off to Jeff. Onto Archie up top. Two-man game with Jaime Eguilos. Concepcion is blocked. Good defense by Kinariar. Pampanga will have 3 seconds. It's going to be a baseline inbound for MJ Garcia. Where will they go? Pass up to Archie. He has to fire. Concepcion for 3. That looks good. There you go. Archie Concepcion with a big-time 3-pointer. That was so tough.
Yeah, 9 points in the game for Archie Concepcion on that last attempt. And right now, he's 2 out of 2 from 3 to join Kurt Grayson as well, knocking down those couple of threes right there.
This was the replay. He did make it on time. Desiderio was close to fouling him, but there wasn't any call on any contact. So it was good defense, but just better offense from Archie Concepcion. 46-35. Pampanga with a high-scoring first half. This halftime score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the Mpbl, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Happy ending na. Hashtag GameX Sports. Now we have a new Mpbl Player of the Week, and that is Warren Bonifacio.
Number 4, Warren Bonifacio.
At your combined 0 out of 10 so far. There's the first make. Warren Bonifacio scores.
I guess after that, you see that DHO right there with Patrick Sleep knocking it down.
PhD basketball because he can score from whatever move.
That's right.
Bonifacio backing down. He scores off the glass and in.
And
he might just be the lone natural center in this lineup of the Voyager. To the left, Recto drives. No foul. Good defense by Bonifacio. And they force the turnover.
Rebound. Pasay still looking for its first basket, and it comes in the form of Warren Bonifacio.
Bonifacio spins against the double team. He recovers. Wow. Muscle up. Warren Bonifacio. Man game up top. Switch. Bonifacio against Recto. Nice spin and the conversion. The attack. Bonifacio will score. 18 points and 11 rebounds.
that's really just the best thing you can do if you're Pasay. Clear out that entire middle space because that's where Warren's been operating successfully.
We're back inside the Alonte Sports Arena for Mindoro versus Pampanga. The score at halftime is 46-35. Coach Mike Perez will now be breaking down our numbers.
Yeah, really good percentage here para sa Pampanga. 50% shooting, while only 46 for Mindoro. Pretty decent then. Look at the 3-point field goals. In Pampanga, actually 4 of the 5 makes coming from Kurt Rayson as well as Corteza, and leading the rebounds right there is 19 versus 13, still in favor of Pampanga, and clearly yung inside points 22 versus 6. Pampanga really going more for the perimeter than anywhere else.
Yeah, inside and out for the Giant Lanterns. And obviously the goal told to us by Andre Indisio, which is 15 points per quarter for Pampanga. In the perspective of Mindoro's defense, hasn't been met. Dinagdagan pa ng buzzer-beating three-pointer ni Archie Concepcion. All off-balanced and all, but after all, he's already one of our stars in this league. 9 points for Archie, 6 for Corteza, 7 for Viernes on a Monday, and Encho Serrano has 6 points as well. On the other hand, Paul Desiderio has 9, Lester Reyes with 6, and Jordan Rios and Decoy Lopez combined for 10 points, representing the Tamaraws. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Gomez at your service, alongside Coach Mike Perez and Andrea Indisio. Third quarter commencing in Binyan. After this, we have Zamboanga versus Negros, and then Binyan taking on the Avra Weavers in our last game. There's a foul off the ball. Or no, there's no foul. It's an official's timeout.
I think yung clock hindi gumalaw daw. Yeah, they have to reset.
Forget everything that happened in the last 30 seconds. Ulitin ko ba yung spiel ko? Hindi na kailangan. There you see Coach Jens Nuttall for Mindoro. Good to have him. Wala muna dito si Coach JR Kawaling in today's game. Coach Jens, remember watching him with Barangay Ginebra back in his day. And now it's Encho Serrano. Spinning and missing, rebound Olivares.
Well, obviously, nilalagay nila, I think kanina nakita rin natin yan, Enzo Serrano being put on the weak side corner para hindi masyado nakafocus sa kanya yung depensa, so he can navigate and create on his own. Paul Desiderio, another three-pointer right there.
So he's now in double figures. 12 points for Paul Desiderio, Mr. Atinto. 46-38. Gob is now in the game. Another big man for Pampanga off of Rizal. Step back. Good defense by Lester Reyes against Kurt Rayson. 5 on the shot clock here for the Giant Lanterns.
Pampanga, sinusubukang i-screen yung gitna against the zone, pero Lester Reyes, ganda ng recovery sa escape dribble na yun ni Kurt Rayson.
Serrano swings to Kurt Rayson. 2 on the shot clock. Nice move. No basket. Rebound Reyes.
Very makeable shots yung minimintis ni Kurt Rayson na yun. And important thing there is that he continues to be attacking, as he, like what we said, mas maraming umi-score sa Pampanga, mas favorable sa kanila.
Olivares hangs basket and one. Ken Bono is impressed.
Gusto niya yung drive na yun ni Olivares, and mukhang sinusuportahan nila dito si Olivares kanina pa, no?
Ken Bono had a funny reaction because he was getting ready for that shot if ever the ball was given to him. Instead, pinanood niya na lang ang move ni Ralph Olivares, who could not convert from the stripe. 46-40, Encho Serrano up top. Kurt Rayson, J-Boy Egilos, nice pass, Gob slip. J-Boy turning around, passing, Kurt Rayson all day. Off to the right, rebound, Andoy Estrella.
So far, a lot of very makeable shots na minintes nitong Pampanga. And like what mentioned earlier, matter of doing better in the latter quarters ang nagiging challenge para dito sa Pampanga.
Desiderio will now proceed to the line after this foul. There you go, 3 free throws for him. First one converted. This is the first time that we're gonna have Binyan hosting once again. Because the last time that we were here, April 10, it was neutral ground. For Batangas versus Bulacan, Muntinlupa versus QC, and South Cotabato versus Imos. So we are looking forward to this arena being jam-packed later on as Binyan Mpbl will take on the Abra Weavers. Now Raymond Binuya, the crowd favorite of Pampanga, is in the game for the first time. He's now one of their leaders. Although, of course, he's had to take a step back to Jeff Viernes.
Yeah, kaya makikita mo talaga iba-ibang kombinasyon ng ginagamit nitong Pampanga right here sa guard rotation nila. You've got Alcoriza, Serrano, as well as Binuya. As he takes a shot from a corner three, will miss.
We're back with Mindoro, Ken Bono. On to Andoy Estrella, defended by Encho Serrano. By the half-court line, that was almost a steal. 8 seconds. Good defense by Encho Serrano.
Kita ni Encho, nasa kabila pa eh. Talagang pre-measure niya at pinahirapan. Made him turn a lot of times itong si Andoy.
46-42, that's turnover number 8 for Mindoro in this game compared to the 3 of Pampanga. Here's Binuya. And to J-Boy Gob, still against that zone. Alcoriza saw an opening, sidestep, feed, baseline, kick out. Serrano misfires. Effort inside, Bono could not get to it, but his teammate was there, Ndoy Estrella. And Desiderio will pull up. That's short, rebound Egilos.
No, kailangan maka-execute ng isang maganda para dito sa Pampanga. Medyo may challenge sila on their last 5 half-court sets. You gotta do better. Good move and good pass.
Oh, sorry, miss. But J-Boy Gob was there for the cleanup. Nagdagdag lang ng isang rebound statistic. Sayang kasi walang assist si J-Mo Egilos.
Pero importante yung gano'n na yung big man mo magre-recognize kung saan yung closeout nang gagaling, lalo doon sa taas ng free throw. And he saw right there, libre sa ilalim si J-Boy.
J-Boy did still point to J-Mo Egilos after scoring, which is what you normally do when a guy gives you a dime. But now, Paul Desiderio wants a challenge. Referee Jojo Belna says that that ball was off of him. Will Coach Jens give him that challenge? And there you go.
Mindoro Tamaros is challenging the last.
First challenge of the day. Again, the ruling is if you have an unsuccessful challenge, then you're done for the game in terms of challenges. If you have one successful challenge, then you get another try. But the second try will be your last one, whether or not it is successful. Coach Ricky Alcantara also aids Coach Jens at the sideline. So we're letting our referees decide on this one.
Right now, itong Mindoro, mas maganda actually yung ball distribution. They're out assisting itong Pampanga 14 versus 8. A lot of it has to do with how they try and find open guys. Samantalang ito namang Pampanga, you know, a little bit better movement in the latter part of the second half, kaya lang, second quarter, but dito medyo challenge yung mga baskets nila katulad nung kanina ginawa ni G-Boy of that pass by J-Mo.
Does the triangle offense actually encourage or take effect into having a lot of assists?
It is because you try and look for the open guys, and yung offense na yun is very much formatted eh. So alam niya kung anong gagawin ninyo once you pass it to one side of the entry points. Different movements for different players.
Yeah, a lot of cutting.
Yeah.
A lot of reading.
And so pag tinignan mo ang Mindoro, na ang hindi lang talaga na-execute is yung swing sa kabila ng bola counter. They do a lot of pass to the post and pass to the corners, but once those two are not there, very little do you see a pass to that backdoor step that they call.
Kumbaga, andun sila sa triangle. Hindi nila nadadala dun sa dalawa.
Sa kabila.
Sa kabila. Which is what Parañaque likes to do.
That's right.
All right. It seems like the call will be close because the referees are taking their time. You know, this could actually be a momentum swinger. Dahil nalalamig yung players natin.
And this is just a two-possession game actually, 48-42. Very much reachable para dito sa Mindoro.
Okay. We're about to hear the voice of our arena announcer, Miguel Perez. Our floor director, Key, already knows the result, but he's keeping it from us.
Upon review, the challenge was successful.
There you go. Paul Desiderio now giving us a reaction. He was right after all. Ay, nako, sabi niya. It happens. It was close. Are we gonna see the replay? Or do we just do the Elsa once again?
Napapabuntong hininga na lang kanina si Paul Desiderio.
Okay, we let it go and move on. Although Mindoro has 5 on the shot clock. Here's Andoy Estrella. Pass to the corner. Ken Bono. No good. But that was a good look. We run to the other end.
Yeah, that was a good look. Libre yung tira na ni Ken Bono. He's got that range too.
Alcoriza in trouble. J-Boy Gob, cross court. Great anticipation by Paul Desiderio.
Kitang-kita na yung counter sa kabila. Ay, alam na yung opposite corner swing. Good read by Paul.
Desiderio against Encho Serrano. A nice matchup. Pass to the corner. Now it's Estrella. Tried to feed it once more. And it did land on the hands of Reyes, who just misfired.
Sayang yun. Libre na si Andoy at that moment. Could have taken that shot. Ganda ng pasa ni Ken Bono sa kanya. Dito swing na yun.
Miss on the other end by Serrano. Recovery. J-Boy Gob. One-hander. Yes.
That one counts as assist para dito sa Pampanga. Dami nilang pasa na sa open spots pero hindi lang nako-convert. And a good thing, pumasok yung pasa na yun and tira for J-Boy.
Quintariar now returns for Ken Bono. Same goes for Tate Mindoro replacing Ralph Olivares. Sideline. Here's Paul Desiderio. Screen up top. Step back. Desiderio for 3. Off to the left. Rebound Estrella. Nice pass to Lester Reyes.
Medyo shooting slump ng konti dito si Paul Desiderio in the third quarter. And we'll see if he's able to recover later on.
Paul is now at 4 out of 9 from the field. Not the worst, if you think about it on the whole game scale. 5 on the shot clock. Encho Serrano, 1-2. No good, but there's J-Moy Eguilos looking like a 20-year-old.
A really good timing. That really came out of yung drive na yon and curl under action para dito kay J-Moy. Sanay na sanay yan sa mga activity na yan sa ilalim, having been a big.
You know, I haven't had that conversation with J-Mo Eguilos as of yet this season. In his transition to a young team. Siyempre, conditioning-wise, napapalaban yan sa training sessions nila.
Oh.
He has to run suicides. He has to bump his way through, gets multiple lanterns, and now there's a foul called to stop the break.
Katulad mo, napilitan siya tumakbo ng mabilis kahit front court because that's what the team needed in open transition.
I remember Coach Louis Gonzalez saying that he wants to see that lift again from J-Mo Eguilos, especially now that he's playing more minutes in the absence of Balti Baltazar.
So, he was actually really good last year for Bacoor.
He was.
Oh, yeah, he was really good.
He was the starting center of Bacoor,
Nice.
trying to defend Balti Baltazar. J-Mo Eguilos, by the way, now has 1,000 rebounds to his name. He is a veteran after all in this league, so it's quite ironic to consider him to be a part of that chicks described by Andrea, trying to make their mama bird proud as Brandon Ramirez now scores in the interior.
Yun ang difference pag nandun si Balti Baltazar. The big guys can actually go inside and carve space for themselves. Unlike kung si Balti nandun, weak side cut lang, mas madaling pumuntos para sa mga bigs.
54-44, Ariar turns around, no basket, rebound Kevin Santos. Here's Archie on the move. Concepcion, pass to the corner, Jeff Viernes, short. Rebound, Brandon Ramirez, pass to the wrong guy. Well, actually, he had the right intention, but Santos wasn't able to catch it.
Sayang yung mintis na ni Jeff Bernes sa corner. Really good setup with Archie trying to create and then free up that space for Jeff to take that corner three.
Now here's Paul Desiderio, so used to attacking like that. He will go to the line. First foul on MJ Garcia. Desiderio will proceed to the stripe, shooting 80%. Yeah, he's 4 out of 5 so far in that area. Overall, 8 out of 11 for Mindoro. Make it 8 out of 12 now, 66%. I remember watching Paul for the first time as a UP student, actually. This guy was just doing all the work. He was a guard, playing like a center in terms of rebounding, boxing out, even undersized, but he didn't look like it. And obviously, that was one of the main reasons why he was able to lift up the program of UP as Santos missed out on a dunk.
Medyo may intention na si Santos. Natapusin yung drive na yun, kaya lang hindi pumasok.
He usually wants a dunk in every game that he plays. As now, off of a turnover, Garcia extends 2+1.
Yan naman ang fast break na lang galing sa depensa. It's not coming off a defensive rebound, which you usually get with a Balti in there, but you'll still take it.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by New Star. Win to the max. Great extension by MJ Garcia. Here's the bonus. No conversion. Good box by Ramirez. And that's off of Variar. Oh, sorry, that was John Caspe. 56-45. 3 minutes and 13. Jeff Viernes. MJ Garcia. Back to Jeff. Now to Archie. Against Tete. 6 on the shot clock. Concepcion tried to split the D. Turnover. He run to the other end. Caspe. The trailer is Tete. Back to John. Caspe will miss. Offensive rebound. Good strip. And here comes Jeff Viernes. Numbers. Concepcion, trailer, Kevin Santos. That's not a dunk, that's a layup.
But good strong attack there off that weak side cut on that dump by Archie Concepcion. At least you see your big men moving even in the open floor.
58-45. Aquino swings to the left. Decoy Lopez is blocked by Brandon Ramirez. And here's Archie behind the back. Great move. Viernes for 3. Yes, sir. Nice play by Archie Concepcion.
Yeah, ganun-ganun din yung gusto nila mangyari kanina. Nandrumive si Archie, pinasa sa corner, did not convert this time around. At least kumonek yung tira na yun ni Jeff Viernes. Drew that defense. But before that, look at that block right there. On that drive by Decoy. And really just Archie trying to be creative right here and finds his shooter up there for that three.
Viernes is now 2 out of 6 from downtown in this game. He's getting a lot better looks compared to last year in Sarangani. And all of these great teammates, 61-45. Babalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. It's 61-45. 2 minutes and 20 remain before the start of the fourth quarter. Quintariar. Now it's John Caspe given space, and he exploits it.
Well, a good basket right there. Pero pag tinignan mo yung fast break points, it's 16 and all in favor of Pampanga. Because every time na tumatakbo itong Mindoro, nakakabalik agad yung Pampanga. Just like that foiled attempt by Decoy Lopez in transition.
First foul on Decoy Lopez. Ramirez will proceed to the stripe. You mentioned the fast break scoring. Pampanga's even scoring from downtown in the fast break.
Right.
This three-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. JJ Caspe getting some retribution off of that Jeff Viernes three-pointer.
Right.
There you go. Concepcion. How did you know that?
Well, a lot of how I see him, he loves to go right, kahit na open yung middle. I guess the only time that he goes middle if it's just 1 to 2 dribbles at least with the momentum.
I thought that it was because of Teodoro's stance. As
that's
Jeff
part of it
Viernes
too. That's part of it too.
misfires. Yeah, because Usually, yung mindset mo, kung ano yung leg na nakaangat,
Yeah, yun yung na-attack
atakihin
mo.
mo
Yun
yun.
yung na-attack mo. I-attack the front leg. Pero kanina kasi, you saw 2 beses yan drive going right kahit libre yung middle eh, di ba?
Well, that is his strong side after all. Nice pass. Oh, sorry, miss for Ariar. Offensive rebound. Decoy Lopez for 3. No good. Rebound, Kevin Santos.
And still could not convert anything off of a fast break. That was a really good opportunity.
Archie, a ton of fakes. No conversion. And here comes Andoy. They're down by 13. Biggest lead was 16. Tete will dance with Brandon. Teodoro leaning in, tough shot, no conversion. Here's Kevin Santos, he traveled. Bothered by Decoy Lopez.
Yeah, may intention na siyang itakbo yung bola pababa eh. But, you know, good thing that for Mindoro that Decoy was there to try and stop that and make it difficult for him.
And you know, I mentioned Kevin Santos' PBA idol is Troy Rosario. His NBA idol is Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Kaya gusto ibaba.
Oh, that could have been a moment for him.
Right.
Kung saan post to post siya. Or maybe he could create for his teammates on the break.
Or maybe he wants to dunk already kahit nandun po siya sa kabila.
Most likely. Much like Giannis does. Tete Teodoro is at the stripe. Yan, idolo na yan ng mga tao. I wonder kung tinanong ko siya, sino kaya yung idol niya? Baka nga yung sagot niya yung kuya niya pa eh. Kuya Benji, who's actually an assistant here in the Mindoro Tamaraw squad. Benji was actually a former teammate of his back in the day. Na-aksidente lang talaga kanyang kuya. So after that, tama na, nag-retire na si Coach Benji. Good thing, he's still coaching.
Basta nandun talaga yung hilig mo sa basketball eh.
Oo.
Hindi mo mawawala.
Corteza would have been an easy 2.
Tsaka mga tira yun na normally na may make ni Miggy when he was playing for Binil. But right there, I guess the defense changed that shot.
61 to 50. Pass inside, that's a foul. Jeff Yernes was holding on to JJ Caspe.
Yan, sinusubukan nila exploit yung post-up. Feeling nila may advantage sila kay Caspe against Jeff Biernes right there.
Although hindi naman kapatalo ng basta-basta lang si Jeff Yernes. I did mention he brings the intensity in the training sessions of Pampanga.
Maaring makuha mo yun pero pahihirapan ka pa rin, no?
There you go. And he basically leads the way for his younger teammates. Kasi yung tipong ganyang leader, mahihiya ka na lang eh.
Alam mo,
trabaho ka talaga.
Diyan alam mo, makes a medyo I'm interested in is that, you know, when Balti was there, obviously yung pecking order, alam natin kung ano. Now you have all this new firepower that's coming for Pampanga. And without Balti, ano kaya yung nagiging pecking order nila, no? Sino yung primary, secondary? That's interesting to find out.
I'm willing to guess that it's still gonna be Balti Baltazar as now Miggy Corteza scores for Pampanga. 7 seconds remaining before the end of the third. 63-52. Here's Andoy Estrella back to the left. Teodoro loses time. That was a good look. It's not enough for Mindoro to have executed perfectly. 63-52. Pampanga getting a good advantage here. But if you think about it, third quarter was actually equal between these two teams.
Yeah, but a lot better ball distribution para dito sa Pampanga, even the fast break points. You know, may mga opportunities na makascore sila pero I think 3-4 times dapat na-foil sila ng Pampanga with just like this one. That would have been a ready fast break point which swings over to the other way and turns out to be a fast break point on the end of the Giant Lanterns.
The 5-point swing capped off by that 3 by Jeff Yernes. This end of the third quarter score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the Mpbl, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Happy ending na #GameXSports. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. So because Tete Teodoro is inbounding in front of us, I got the chance to ask him kung sinong idol niya. And apparently, it's not his brother Benji. Apparently, it's James Harden.
Yung NBA medyo no-brainer, no? Kaliwete sa kaliwete. Kaya pala ganun siya mag-create sa trend.
Quarter scoring natin.
Yeah, deadlocked at 17 right there. Again, very much better quarters in the first and the second. Slow down ng konti para dito sa Pampanga, but you know, their transition break has really just been the one that's keeping them with this lead.
Jemo Egilos just scored 8 points now for him in this game. He recently grabbed his 1,000th rebound in the Mpbl. Ang nauna po sa listahan na yon ay walang iba kundi si Marquis. Sino pa ba? Our living legend. Tough pass for Tete Teodoro. No basket for Mindoro, and here's the counter. Pampanga by 13. They led by as many as 16. Tied up. There you go. Miggy Corteza for 3. 14 points for Miggy Corteza.
Yeah, Miggy Corteza with that 3 has really risen in terms of performance amongst every giant lantern there is. Kanina medyo equal distribution pa. You kinda try to pick sino yung maganda yung nilalaro. But right now, talaga lumalabas si Miggy Corteza.
This could be his best game as of yet as a giant lantern. Well, in the previous outing, he only scored 2. And he wasn't like this in their opener, that's for sure, against Rizal. And now there's a foul called on James Harden or Tete Teodoro. And some extra motion happening away from the ball. But there's nothing too drastic. Ralph Olivares will now check in alongside Lester Reyes.
Encho Serrano, medyo quiet ng konti. He got a quiet 6 points on a 2 of 7 shooting.
How many dimes does he have?
3.
Here's Encho. 12 on the shot clock. Gave him some space. Miggy Corteza at the corner. Cross court. That's a bit of a weak pass. Turnover. Steal by Desiderio.
Yeah, not the best pass there is, lalo na if you're coming from the corner against the zone.
68-52. Huerto is working with Desiderio. Back to Huerto. Mid-range and the make.
Good patience right there, trying to go to that open spot, and excellent pass by Paul.
Jordan Huerto, by the way, is a homegrown from Mindoro. Glad to have him here. And we're also glad to have Paul Aaron Garcia for Pampanga.
Yan ang mas nakakatakot na senaryo para sa Pampanga. Just like that pass by Jemo Egilos. Hindi nakatayo lahat. You know, there's still ball movement on the weak side. Yung replace na yon allowed that 3 to be converted para sa Giant Lanterns.
On the other end, there's an answer back by Paul Desiderio, who now has 18 in this game. That was three-pointer number 3 for Paul. Egilos on the other end responds quickly. He's in double figures. 73-57. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth quarter. Ralph Olivares, the bounce, Lester Reyes. Cross court, Huerto again. This time it's short. Garcia got the board. 3-on-2. Garcia passes. Corteza fakes. There's the leaner and the make.
Wow.
Paul Desiderio on the other end, still not giving up. That's another three-pointer.
But you got to do a little bit more now. You don't have that much time. So how much more of this zone is going to stand up?
21 points for Paul Desiderio. Steal by Ralph Olivares. He goes all the way. That is a foul on Encho Serrano.
Minsan naiisip mo na lang parang, is it a case of not being able to go down quickly for a fast break point, or yung depensa talaga nakakababa ka agad eh? You need finishers as well. As Miggy Corteza right there, usual favorite floater shot right there in the middle.
And there's a three-pointer by Paul Desiderio. Do you think that is one of the big effects of Pampanga being a young and athletic team?
Yes, yes. Kailangan lalo nila yan with Baltic coming back. Especially when you look at how they did the previous season. When they pass to the post, everybody just stands around. Right now, I guess it would require more movement. Lalo na if you have Alcoriza, you've got Viernes in there to help, cut and replace sa mga shooters.
Let me ask you a bit of the same idea question, but in a different context. As Encho Serrano misfires and Santos couldn't score, Encho still recovers. There you go. Okay, sino sa tingin mo yung team na kapag kalaban mo sila ay kailangan tip-top shape ka in terms of your conditioning?
But right now, what I see, it's Zamboanga.
Zamboanga.
Yeah, without a doubt, you have to bring your A game kasi lahat ng nakakalaban nila, nakadiin yung depensa, and for the most part, they run it back the other way, and so they get at least 25 more possessions over you,
which means more shots. Serrano recovers and scores.
At saka nakakatakot dun kasi si Coach Louie, pag pinanonood mo, hindi nakafocus sa offense, sa defense tumatayo.
Talaga,
Doon siya tumatayo pagka may miscue. Sa offense, hinahayaan lang niya.
And last year, that was his first thing on the agenda. Defense talaga para sa Zamboanga.
At saka yun naman talaga ang ni expertise ni Coach Louie.
79-62. That's a foul on Andoy as Ronan Santos tried to play point guard.
Yeah. That was trying to do a little bit too much. Mas maganda yung kung binigay na lang niya sa guardia, post up siya, go to his spots.
I wonder if Ronan Santos also idolizes Giannis Antetokounmpo. Couple of subs. Ariar returns.
Lahat gusto mag-create from the top, no?
Oh, naman. Especially with how the game has evolved.
Yeah.
Even the 7'4" Victor Wembanyama plays that way as Encho Serrano celebrates towards Balti Baltazar off of that three. Binarin niya si Balti with that celebration. And Balti's so happy. 82-62. Biggest lead for Pampanga. Now we have a foul on the other end. This lucky fan of the game is brought to you by Buenas. Corteza pass a bit too high, and maybe a bit too strong for Encho Serrano, but Encho was able to recover. Olivares converted on his first gimme. Did you see the 100 emoji tattoo on Mickey Corteza?
No, not yet.
Mamaya, pag na-zoom in ulit. Emoji yun eh. Ayun o, right-shouldered. It's red. Coach Mike, do you know what an emoji is?
Oh, naman.
Okay. I just had to make
sa akin
sure.
ng mga anak.
Okay, kundi papatutor kita kay Andre mamaya. 82-63, 4 minutes to go. Jay Moegilos, Ronan Santos turns around, basket and one.
Ganda ng pagkakasilip ni J-Mo doon. Right on the money on that flash by Santos in the middle. Everybody looking back. Take the back of the zone and attack from there.
Here's the bonus. Converted by Ronan Santos. 5 points for him. Biggest lead extended.
Yeah, looks like the bench points right now tallying at 51 points para dito sa Pampanga, and that surpasses their usual average of 43 bench points. And so dito makikita talaga ang laki ng dependency nila to guys coming off the bench with Balti natin there.
Well, Encho Serrano did come off the bench alongside Mickey Corteza in this matchup. Those are the top two scorers. We did see a basket from Ralph Olivares. That's why the score is 85-65. Andres Paul Desiderio in their previous outing versus Zamboanga scored 19 points, but he did feel the pressure. His shooting wasn't as good as compared to today. So in this game, he has 24 points and 4 made threes.
Yeah, and medyo naka-recover siya ng konti in the early part of the fourth quarter, especially on those made threes. Got a couple.
We have a report from Andrea Embisio.
One of the vital additions nga dito sa Mindoro Tamaraw, si Paul Desiderio. Although he mentioned that at this point, he's still trying to get back in shape after recovering from his ACL tear in his left knee. Matagal-tagal rin daw na out of action, almost 2 years. Kahit may chance na makalaro at makahawak ng bola, iba pa rin daw talaga when you're actually playing in competitive basketball. Kasabay ng pagpapakondisyon niya, being in a new addition to this Mindoro team, kinokondisyon niya rin daw ang mindset ng koponan niya. Compared to the last season, he wants to implement that winning mindset. Well, if you see him inside the dugout, Paul is actually the most vocal player inside. Kumbaga kahit anong sitwasyon ng team nila, Paul remains unfazed, Paul remains focused. Back to you guys.
After all, Paul Desiderio is the team captain of the Mindoro Tamaraws, and that style of leadership has already been present since his college days, maybe even back to his high school days. As Encho Serrano gets fouled, Andrea mentioned he's 2 years off of 5-on-5 basketball. Puro 3x3. And then may ACL pang nangyari. Matindi talaga yan.
And all the more yung leadership ngayon na kailangan for the team of Mindoro. Lalo na, you're going up against very fast other teams and youthful on too.
But the good thing is though, he knows how to win. Before the Juan Gomez de Lianos, the Kobe Parases, the Richie Riveros of the Fighting Maroons, the Carl Tamayos, it was Paul Desiderio. And I hope everybody would value that, especially in the UP community. Encho Serrano at the stripe. First one is good. Ito naman, galing Lasal. Kasama si Baltazar. This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Second one is good for Encho Serrano. 89-67. Here's Paul against Miggy Corteza. Ariar, handoff. Olivares, he's been a hot hand for Mindoro.
Good
nice
move.
fake. Just couldn't score. Ball tapped and recovered by Matt De Leon. Garcia on the other end, stop and pop, short. Rebound, Olivares. Ralph Olivares, basket and one. He has 13 points now.
Kanina medyo mainit ang kamay itong si Ralph Olivares. Nagpahinga ng konti. Medyo matagal rin nakabalik. But right now, the time's not really on their side. They're down huge. They're down 20, and primarily because of yung bench points nga na pinag-usapan. It's a plus 27 advantage in favor of the Giant Lanterns to go with those 23 more fast break points.
Olivares converts. Up to 14 now. 89-70. 2 minutes and 34 to go. Paul Aaron Garcia bringing down the ball. Miggy Corteza is the leading scorer with 16. Oh, sorry. Encho Serrano has surpassed him. Encho just misses, but he does have 17 to his name. Paul Desiderio. Off of the switch. Saw a bit of daylight. Back to him. Desiderio, 9 on the shot clock against Matt De Leon. He drives and kicks to the wrong man. That went to our VIPs at the sideline. Now we have Van Peña checking in for Mindoro.
Well, Aquino wanted to cut back door, pero dapat ang action niya siguro doon pataas eh. He was supposed to lift on that back door.
These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the Mpbl, the first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Happy ending na, hashtag GameX Sports. As Jamo Aguilar scores again, he's up to 12 points in this game.
And double-double too. He's got 12 rebounds.
So much like what happened in the previous outing, a double-double for him.
Right. Second consecutive game of double-doubles here for Jamo.
Mid-range jumper converted by Kid Ariar. We have a timeout for Pampanga. They're up 91-72. With 88 seconds remaining, Encho Serrano has done a splendid job at 17 points and 4 dimes in this game. We'll take a short break. Jamo Eguilos has 12 points and 12 rebounds in this game. Great efficiency. 6 out of 7 from the field. But more importantly, he achieved history with 1,000 rebounds already to his name in the Mpbl. 91-72. This is Lex Gomez with Coach Mike Perez and Andrea Indicio.
Ako na-impress ako dun sa 4 na assist niya because you know that allows him to get involved yung mga teammates na yung mga opposite bigs to go and make their own contributions then.
And you know what that reminds me? Balti's assist numbers last year.
Yeah.
He was averaging 5. 5 on the shot clock. Encho Serrano for 3. He's not yet done. 20 points for Encho.
Well, if you're Encho, you really want to, continue with that streak of 20-plus points. He had 29 last game. And today, it's already 20.
Missed by Mindoro. That was Huerto. And here's Garcia. This could be their last possession. Serrano driving again, scoring again. 22 points for Encho Serrano. 96-72. Great numbers for Encho Serrano. 22, 3, and 5. Medyo late nga lang. Umangat yung kanyang mga numero. That's why later on you'll understand why we've had to highlight his numbers. That's it. Okay, the final score is 96-72 in favor of the Pampanga Giant Lanterns. The metaphor is the chicks trying to make their mother bird proud. Or in this case, father bird. Ang head coach na si Coach Pedic de Matulak, at least for today for Pampanga. Our best player of the game is brought to you by Buenas. He's the guy with the 100 emoji tattooed on his shoulder. And I really hope that Andrea Indicio can ask him about it. Because it's like the first time that I've ever seen an emoji on the shoulder of a guy. So maybe it could be like a reminder for him to put his effort 100 at 100 each and every game. Talking about Mickey Corteza. This final score is brought to you by GameX, the official online ending partner of the Mpbl. The first and original online basketball ending sa Pinas. Happy ending na. #GameX Sports. Okay, Encho Serrano, big shout out to you once again. 22 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Great performance, but we gotta give it to the young man, Mickey Corteza, on his best Pampanga game as of yet. He's now with Andrea.
First of all, congratulations on your first best player recognition dito sa Mpbl. Miggy, compared to your first 2 games, mas maganda yung performance at output ng Pampanga ngayon. Ano ba yung ginawa ninyo at parang nagising ang Pampanga Giant Lanterns?
Nag-come together sa team na kami. Sabi ng mga leaders namin sa team na kailangan namin maging buo as a team, as a family. So siguro yan yung big difference na yung natala namin ngayon sa game na yun.
Miggy, you probably know by now that Balti is a vital component of your team. Paano nyo ba pinapatatag at pinapalakas ang inyong team na ngayon na hindi pa siya naglalaro?
Siguro palagi lang namin in-instill sa mind namin na yung team na to is buo. This is our team, no one's above anyone else. Tapos siguro na palagi namin sinasabi na walang ahead sa amin. So yung team na to is collective. Sabi sa amin ng mga team managers namin, coaches namin na always play as a team.
Lastly, maiba ako, we're just very curious of your unique tattoo. Ano bang meaning ng yung 100 na tattoo sa iyong right shoulder?
Siguro nothing too important or significant naman siguro. Pero it's just for me saying na I give everything 100%.
Yeah, right now, we know na kung anong meaning ng 100 sa right shoulder ni Biggie. Alright, meron ka bang gustong batiin o pasalamatan?
Nagpapasalamat ko po nung una sa kay Lord na binigay sa amin yung panalo ngayon. Sa lahat ng mga team managers namin, sa lahat ng Kapampangan, nagsusupport sa amin. Through win or loses, palagi kami nagpapasalamat. Nagpapasalamat din ako kay Senior Deputy Speaker Congressman Don Gonzales, Team Owner Aurelio A.G. Gonzales III, City Councilor Brenz Gonzales, Senior Board Member Micah Gonzales, Mayor Esme Ruding Gonzales of Mexico, Athletic Sports Apparel. And sa family ko at sa lahat ng susuporta sa akin throughout my journey, salamat and sana palagi nyo kami susuportahan sa Pampanga Giant Lanterns.
Thank you so much. Once again, that is Miggy Corteza, our Buenas player of the game. Back to you guys.
Buti na lang nauso ang emoji sa buong mundo at nabigyan ng idea for a tattoo si Miggy Corteza. There's no special meaning to it, just 100% effort each and every day. Up next, we have Zamboanga taking on Negros in our next game inside the Alonte Sports Arena. Congratulations to the Giant Lanterns, and thank you for joining us. For Andrea Indicio and Coach Mike Perez, my name is Mix Gomez. At magbabalik pa po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.